So what he said in Gimmel is that this whole inyan of the tzimtzum that affects the Ein Sof, that's only the darga of Ein Sof that to begin with is defined as filling mamalis kol hametzius. Whereas the Ein Sof is in its source in Atzmos. Now, obviously in Atzmos there's no change in the Eibishter himself, but he's speaking in God's revelation. In God's revelation, as it is in Atzmos, so there we can't even speak about filling existence. There is no existence. There's only potential for existence. So then, on that darge, we can call it the etzem ma'or. So there, it's not shaykhin of the tzimtzum. As he goes on to say that oir, which is revelation already, is pashtus. If it spreads, it can be contained, as it were. So that's shaykh tzimtzum. But oir that is not nispashet, an oir that expresses the isness of God, not the expression of God. Okay, that little few words are the critical point. I that expresses God's revelation, so that revelation can be filtered. The I that expresses the I am of God, that's the etzem ma'or, or the I the way it is in Atzmos. We're speaking about a revelation. It's making a statement. God is being known, but potentially, but what's being known, not my revelation, but me. So that is not shaykh tzimtzum. As he concludes, that the ma'or, the source, which is another way of saying the oir as it is incorporated in the etzem, there are more, I called it etzem oir, but really, he's even speaking deeper, the ma'or. So even after, because ma'or means a luminary. So that's not a way of saying the etzem oir. Ma'or means the notion of God's revelation. So even after the tzimtzum, the ma'or is not the revelation itself yet, it's the source of it. So it conveys the I am of God again. So even after the tzimtzum, the ma'or is bizgalos b'chol mokem. It's not eclipsed, not removed, and it's revealed, mamish, the ma'or, not the oid of Hashem, but the existence of God, not his revelation, not his power, not his glory, not his light, whatever superlatives and adjectives you would like. But the I am of God is bizgalus b'chol mokem. And he concludes, therefore, as the Alter Rebbe writes, even children know there's a God. And that's also another reality we see, a fact, that Shem Shamayim Shogor B'fi Koil. But people know nothing about him. But they know him. They know he's God. What's God? It's not even on the table. How does he manifest? What attributes? No clue. But the Mo'er, this is naturally present everywhere, and no tzimtzum eclipsed it. It's begoli. Mamish begoli. You don't see. That's the point. God can't be seen or described. So wherein lies the gilui? The fact that he's known. The I am of God is known, begoli, uncompromised. Every human being, every child. How is that possible? Because he is begoli. So this is the critical difference between the I am of God or God's revelation. God's revelation is not known. Make a survey who heard of Adam Kadmon. Who heard of Atzilus, 10 Sfiras? Not too many. But go anywhere in the world and talk about God, and God, finish, Gaman. It's a short discussion because there's nothing to describe. It's just God is. And that is begilui mamish b'chol mokem. There's no tzimtzum in the mo'er. Havada, there's no tzimtzum in atzmos. It goes without saying. There's not even a tzimtzum in the mo'er, which means it is a revelation. God is known, But what's being revealed is not his revelation. What's being revealed is his being. That's what Moishe means. The revelation of his being. There's no tzimtzum there either. Everybody knows that. No one has to be taught it. God doesn't have to be discovered. He could be denied afterwards, but he doesn't have to be discovered. Is this clear? Yeah. Moishe, welcome back. You're muted, but okay. We note your presence nonetheless. You're in a car. He's on the road. Okay.
Yeah.
The road. You're driving here.
Leaving for Shabbos.
What?
Leaving for Shabbos.
I can't hear. Something for
I'm
Shabbos.
driving out.
He's leaving for
driving out for
Shabbos.
Shabbos.
What?
New Jersey for Shabbos.
New Jersey for Shabbos. Oh, yeah. That's where
New
you are now.
Haven.
New Haven.
New
I
Haven.
stand corrected.
All right. That you're driving there.
Yep.
Okay. Drive safely. Okay. The Hest, you heard. Yeah. Now come to Shaila that we had asked and answered when the Rebbe asked it. V'adayin tzarich lahaven b'negei legilo yerisof nifnei hatzimtzum. So we're told again and again that what's revealed at the outset is only the Eir HaBligvul. So hoya Eir Elyon Pashit Ramalis Kol HaMetzias. So since at the outset there was this simple, pure, uncompromised revelation filling all Metzias, okay, this is already a darga of Eir, this is not Moir, good. Still we have a question. Given Shazer Eir in Sabamiti, so God, what's God revealing? Is God His truth? So the no description surely apply there. So why are we defining him as bligvul, a bligvul revelation there, not gvul? Why isn't the kreich gvul revealed there? As he continues the question, and we have to say, sheyesh as we explained earlier from Avodas HaKodesh. That he contains and expresses equally. Infinite and finite. Both a revelation that allows for existence. That's the Gvul. They're both all equally him. So therefore, Ma'atam, what's the reason? Why was the revelation such at the outset that there's already a tzimtzum there? Why was there a revelation to begin with that negates the possibility of creation, which comes as a result of the Kreich HaGvul, that is limiting him? So why didn't simply God reveal the truth of his being? It can manifest in infinite, can manifest in finite, not manifest at all, manifest in a whole different way that we have no language for because it doesn't exist. Why wasn't that revealed? That truth of God revealed. For the Eibishter, Gvul and Bligvul are the same. So why was only the Bligvul revealed? The contrary said the Avodas HaKodesh, if you say he only has a Kerch and Bligvul, not in Gvul, you detract from his perfection. I said in passing as I was saying this, Gvul, Bligvul, or in ways that are unimaginable for us. Unimaginable because, friends, you can only imagine whatever the human being conjures in his head is based in Metzias. You cannot imagine that which is not in Metzias. I think any crazy, put together someone flying, anything that you're the most sci-fi, whatever it is, the imagination. But we're taking Metzias and playing with it. You cannot imagine anything that is unimaginable. And the definition of unimaginable means it doesn't exist. And if it doesn't exist, it cannot be even therefore can't be imagined. So all we know of Gvul and Bli Gvul. But there could be no revelation, a whole different order that we cannot imagine. When Tzia says he revealed Gvul and Bli Gvul, he expressed that. And for us, there's nothing else. There's infinite and finite. There's nothing else. There's description and beyond description. Good, but that's your shleimus as you express yourself to us. So why didn't you express your shleimus at the outset? Bli Gvul and Gvul. That's the shayla. We asked this question. Let's see the Rebbe Zentz Vazem Mamshe Ba'Maimer. And this, the Rebbe continues. He's explaining the Maimer line by line, virtually, sentence by sentence. So he quotes Avodas HaKodesh, says, Baruch Hu Kishem shesh lakech v'bilti bal gvul k'may kin yesh lakech b'gvul. The same way that he has the ability to manifest infinitely, also to manifest in a finite way. If you say you only manifest the infinite, because for us that's virtue, and limitation is the opposite of virtue. You detract from his perfection, means selfishly most of the kula, and he is the absolute perfection of Pirush, or Pirush. The Shleimus saying Bligvul. Good. Become Makkah, nonetheless. Lift that Tzimtzum by Gilei and Tzaf Bligvul. Before the Tzimtzum was revealed, only there in Tzaf Bligvul. We haven't got any answer yet. The Koyach HaGvul Shebein Tzaf HaYibehele. The Koyach HaGvul is concealed. This is the figure Rebbe speaking. And this is explaining that by the Sarkodesh at the outset was a alien Pashut. The outset was only, however, the simple, undefined revelation. Is fulfilling all entity, which you just qualified, that's already not the Moir, but the Oir still. Was felt was only Leirin Safab Bligvul. But the Koyach HaGvul, which produces and is already Gvul, limitation, meaning existence and Yeshes and a sense of independence, wasn't felt at all. End of quote of the Frierdiker Rebbe. Answer, let's see the answer. Let's see. When the Eretz is revealed, so it seems Rebbe's answer is, it was there. The Eira Gvul was revealed, but just not felt. Akasha was based on the only revealed Eira Bli Gvul. Well, the Shleimus of the Eibush is Gvul too. Indeed so. But what he revealed only, Nirgish, what's felt, is the Eira Bli Gvul and not Eira Gvul. And why not? And why not reveal the Eira Gvul at the outset? So the answer is, as we said, because he wants a dir b'tachtonim. And the dir b'tachtonim means to create this dichotomy of higher and lower. And the Eira Gvul has to be there, obviously because it's a shleimus, but it cannot be expressed, because then we would not distinguish between higher and lower. It's all you. And he wants us to discover that. Despite all the handicap that we're born with, that big is more and less is less. And Bli Gvul is wonderful and Gvul is constrained. And then to discover, you're going to reveal that Gvul is also me. And you'll transform Bli Gvul as well. That's the answer why. But the question here was, how is it possible? What's the reason he didn't express the Koyach HaGvul at the outset? It's the expression of his shleimus. The answer in a word is, he did, but it was not revealed. It's expressed, but not nirgish. Clear? Let's continue the text. Yeah, b'meila in mokim l'metzias ha'olamus. And therefore, because the Eira Gvul is not felt, and what is felt only is there latently, but what's felt is the Eira Bligvul and its brilliance and its brightness. So what's the tzimtzum? Shu ba'ofen shetzimtzum Eira legamra. In order to have Metzias ha'olamus, so then comes the tzimtzum, which is a radical. Shalachei nasa mokum upon creating a spiritual or objective vacuum in terms of God's revelation, not in the Moy and certainly not in Atzmos. A state where there's empty of a revelation of Oir. There's no revelation at all. It's all that. This is the lashon of the Yitzchayim. Then he drew into it. Kav kotzer v'dak, a thin line, literally. Shemen nasach hakach briyas v'metzias oilamas. The whole tzimtzum, as the kav descends, it becomes narrower, as it were. The filter is stronger, and that produces metzias oilamas. So we pray to the good Lord that we're learning the pshat correctly. So the answer is that the Eira Bligvul is present, just not nirgish. Why? Because he wants Metzias ha'olamus. Doesn't spell it out in black and white for us, but that is the explanation. So the truth that Nisav HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Lias Yisbarach did b'tachtonim. But we're not finished. Ois Dalet. Yeah, did you hear? You heard the shir? No, still not. Mamshech Ba'Maimer continues the feed to get about Tzimtzum, but the Tzimtzum is only from our perspective. Even after all is said and done, the Tzimtzum is only from our perspective. Lagabi is Baruch HaTzimtzum in the Master Klal. For Hashem's perspective, His revelation is not eclipsed at all. When Tzimtzum illuminates, post-Tzimtzum just like pre-Tzimtzum. K'maimer, as we say in davening, Ato kodim shenivra olam v'ato lacha. Shenivra olam b'shva gemura. You are the same before creation and post-creation. Absolute equanimity, equality. Meina tzimtzum master klal, and the tzimtzum from Hashem's perspective is not concealed at all. And they give the mashal of the Rav. No, what's to be explained? Very nice. No, like the Rabbi explained. The leched and moving. We have a big question. What's the big question? Is the tzimtzum that comes after the gilui of Ein Sof, so that produces creation all the way down. And the question is, what do you mean there's no change? Could there be any greater change than this? It says there's no change in the Oir. But the Oir is producing different things, lower and lower and lower. So what does it mean that there's no Bashva Gemara, even what? Even in the Oir, the point is. Not even the Moyer, there's no tzimtzum to begin with. And there's no tzimtzum in Atzmos. About that we don't even entertain, obviously not. But the whole point is in God's revelation, there's no change. The tzimtzum doesn't permanently change. Sure it does. Varaya, that the oil, before a particular tzimtzum cannot produce that world. The oil has to be changed, and that can produce Bria, changed again, more tzimtzum, and produce a yitzir, and then changed again and produce asiya, and so on. So it means no change in the oil. It has to change. That's how it produces the oil, the mesadin tachlis. Shinu godel beyoser. So now the mitzvah Hashemavai Radmorem Tzoyin Bishara Yichud Perektes Shlachir in the move, and he asked the Shara similarly. He asked like this: Pasha Kosov On the one hand, we say, and the pasuk says, "Ani violation." You see, I am God. I have not changed. Now, what's this darga referring to? The koya malchus dein sof. Malchus dein sof is eternal. That is in contradiction to the pasuk malchus chari malchus malchus kolilomi. And yet your malchus, which is malchus dein sof, is the very malchus that descends to create and govern all the worlds. So there is a change. Hainu. It spells out the question. Shemalchuscha kefishol lifnei tzimtzum. This pasuk that we say in Ashri is saying that your malchus before the tzimtzum, or malchus called olam yimad la'olam ad chiyatachten. It's the very same governance that governs the very lowest world. V'imken kasher yesh shinui afil b'malchus dasiyah. So when there's a change even in the lowest world, surely that affects the change in malchuscha. You're governing this world. Ask the question a bit differently. That your governance extends to the world. There's changes in all of the ilamas. What's the changes? The changes they get more finite. We affect them through our behavior, etc. There's all kinds of interaction. So the Eibishter's governance changes accordingly. Pashut like Begashmi, a king is reacting to what's happening on the ground. It's not just melech and finished. The way his state behaves, he will respond accordingly. So he's affected. His governance is affected, new rules, etc. The malchus is affected. Okay, tzarich iyun, much deeper what exactly the question is, but anyway, that's superficially the question. And also, why is it Malchus Dein Sof, not Mamish and Atzmos? Kanoichi. In Pashtus, because the fact that he says Loisha Nisi means that on some sublime level, change, the notion of change exists. He says Loisha Nisi. So what's that? But that, nonetheless, Loisha Nisi. That's Malchus. Malchus produces time at the end. So Malchus, what darga is Loisha Nisi? If you say Loisha Nisi, it means there is, on some level, the acknowledgement of shinui, of change, and the pasuk says Loisha Nisi. So that's Malchus Dein Sof. So you're declaring that you're not changing, and then Malchus Kalilomim, time, space, change. So how are the two reconciled? This is the shad of the Mittel Rebbe, which is similar to our question, if not the same question. What does it mean that there's no shinoi in the earth? In God's revelation. God's revelation changes accordingly. It adapts to the changing conditions on the ground. We're good, we get rewarded. We're bad, we get punished. It's not a change. In the earth, how about that the king himself remains the same? But the chiddush here is the earth doesn't change. Of course it does. Understand? Not the shal is not on atzmus, not even on the moed. The shal is on the earth, because the chiddush is the earth doesn't change. The earth doesn't change. Enormous changes, constantly. Heal the sick, bless the produce. It's not a change in earth, not a change in gilui, a different ashpah. Here's chesed, here's gvura. Yeah, umavayer. You understand what the subtlety here is? The shayla is on the earth, the revelation of God, not on God himself. Yeah? Friends, I need some feedback. Yeah. The guys on the hiding behind the anonymous. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So the Mitleb explains we have done the answer is Tzimtzum. What's the tzimtzum? Okay, starts a holding in here. Now we'll begin it. If God's, there's a word for it, not influence, there's a good word for it.
Influence.
Oh, that's the word I was thinking of. I would never have thought of it. Effluence. So if his effluence was a way of ilava olol, now, okay, let's just keep on reading. There is ilava olol. I'm saying if. But anyway, he's saying it isn't. So we'll try and understand it all when we've read the words. If ilava olol means chain reaction, cause and effect, one thing evolves into something else. You put chemicals together, then you produce something else. Seichel produces midas. You understand something deeply, you'll develop, produce a feeling, and so on. Now, if that's the way God governs creation, in then that's change. The seichel is transmuted into midas, the midas then transmute into maisa, into words and action. That's shinui and ispilus. Ispilus means anybody? It's a word we use a lot. What does it actually mean? What does the word ispilus mean? It means to be affected. Be affected, that's its direct translation. Hispilus, affectedness.
Play on it.
Yeah. You're affected by something. Don't be nispal means don't be affected by whatever it is. Or he's not nispal. So shinoi and hispilus, change and effect. Avo, if it was ilu ba'olo, that would be take. If Hashem creates, if his effluence, okay, comes in a way of ilu ba'olo, then there would be change. But that's not the case. But it's not the union of ilu ba'olo, but oir and ziv. Light and rays. Friends, if you recall, I don't remember which the diva maskell of the Maimah, but the whole arif is in koyach / name and oir. And by the Eibush that each one has a chsoron. Chsoron of koyach is ilu is change.
The Rosh Hashanah Maamarim, I think.
Yeah, about the Rosh Hashanah Maamarim. It's similar in you, but don't think about that now. Let's just try and get what's being said here. So the Moishe is that Ashba. Good morning, guys. Dr. Joe, Ari, we're going to conclude in a second here. The Moishe is that the reality is that Hashem does not create ilu v'olol in this investure like Ashba, but rather oir. And we'll just say the square brackets, and we'll Beis Hashem continue with God's help on Monday. As he makes this distinction and is known the difference between oir and shefa. We'll just stop here and just remind you, give me a mashal. Talk about a chassid and give me a mashal of oir and shefa. Oir is he's influencing environment because he's just being himself. He's not engaged, involved in anybody's life. He's sitting here, he's behaving, he's davening, learning, and going about his business, and he radiates an example that it's inspiring. That's oir. And ashpa means getting into the world of the makabel, the pnimius. That's similar to ilu v'olol versus oir and ha'ara. And ilu v'olol causes change, and ashpa causes change. When Mashpia gets involved in the makabel's life, he's affected by what he hears and sees. But when he's just being the chassid and inspiring that way, he doesn't even know the effect that he has. He's not being changed by the makabel's receiving his inspiration. It doesn't change him. He might even know that there's somebody even inspired. There's no shinui in him. The shinui is his own growth, personal growth. I'm talking the shinui because someone else is inspired. But when he's mashpia, he's changing. It costs him health and gesund and everything else. And there's a mile in each one. Okay, to be continued on Monday.